All right. Hey, this is Ken speaking. This is the November call for Team Kieren. We got Yasik, Joey, Gil, Kieren, and myself. Let me get the screenshot set up here. And we're pushed a little for time, so I'm going to withhold most of my remarks unless something really pertains. And then I will record a session later tonight after I get back from dinner. Okay, Yasik, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Ken. So generally, this is my short notes about my goals, my results since the last coaching session. Generally speaking, since the last coaching session, it was not a good time for me. Generally speaking, I have some problems in my family, and it caused my behavior. It means I was doing a lot of mistakes, and actually I was not prepared to a trading, and so it was not a professional behavior. It means, in my opinion, if you come across any problems in your life, in your personal life, you should avoid trading at all. And this is very important. And I remember that when I attended the workshop with Van, I remember it was a blueprint for trading success, and we had to prepare the worst case contingency plan for several situations that happen in the life. It was mentioned that if you have a personal problem, stay away from the market, and it was a very good idea. And I have just tried to push myself to trade, but it wasn't a good idea, and I did several mistakes. So my results are very poor. Generally, I have an adverse expectancy, and I lost some money, but it wasn't a huge amount because I was trading a small position. Please scroll down the file a little bit. You will see the results down. So the results are pretty clear here. There is no edge in the market, just mistakes. And now you will see some charts, but it doesn't make much sense to see this because
Yep.
it is just negative results because of my mental state. So generally speaking, here's my psychology summary. During that time, what was important for me. I remember that in July we were about to do a type of wars exercise. It was very important because we have to make a rank of our values in our life, and number one value for me is family. And I think it has a huge impact on me because I have problem in this area, and it has impact on my whole trading. I was not focused on the market. I was focused on my daughter actually, and I think it was really the problem. I think that now I found a solution, and I will calm down my chimp, and I will be able to start trading in a better way. So generally speaking, I was not doing much with the market, with the trading. I have avoided a lot of regular duties, regular tasks I was doing every day, every month, and it was generally not a good time for me. The only one thing what was good that I have finished reading the Chimp Paradox. I think this is a really great book, and it helped me understand myself better, understand my chimp, and now I know that the chimp was stronger than me, and I have no chance in such a situation to win with my chimp. Um, this is the short summary from the last period since the last coaching session, and my plan for the next month is to read another book. This is called 10 Minutes Toughness. This is a great book that I have listed on the beginning of this file. Uh, So generally speaking, there is not much to report on my progress in the trading. Actually, I was trying to to shift from the simulation trading to the paper trading for short time, and then to the real trading, but without any success. Also, during that time, the only positive thing was that I was engaged in a weekly digest that I'm preparing together with Jill. I'm analyzing the chatroom conversation, chatroom exchange of ideas several times, and we have a meeting with Jill every week, and we are discussing every week, it is very good that we are doing this together because we have a chance to repeat the ideas, to discuss ideas in the chat room, and also we are talking about general things, and this is very good. And I'm very glad that I can participate in the chat room and also can contribute to the chat room, give something for myself. Okay, so this is just my short summary about the
Okay,
last
let
period.
me just add a few comments. I cannot overemphasize the importance of doing routine things routinely. In fact, that is my performance statement when you get into the 10-minute mental toughness. That's all about how to quickly establish the right frame of mind for performance when it counts. And one
Mm-hmm.
of the things that you have to do in that is develop a performance statement that summarizes the most essential quality or process or thing that you need for success. And for me,
Mm-hmm.
my performance statement is do routine things routinely.
Mm-hmm.
Lather, rinse, repeat. So just it's repetition and muscle memory. So that's and I equate that to the things that you mentioned here, like the um, yeah, not doing your drumming or meditating or the owl meditation, not getting those things done is, I think, are part of your preparation. And so it's just to refresh and reset and keep it simple, but have
Mm-hmm.
make it easier to accomplish those things than to not accomplish them. You know, set
Okay.
it up so that it's harder to not do it than it is to do it. If that means buying a little statue of an owl and putting it right next to your keyboard when you're trading, so be it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
have a picture of your daughter next to your monitor to remind you of the purpose of doing
Mm-hmm.
the preparation is in support of your family and your daughter. So you got to find ways to make it hard not to do the things that you commit to. That's what I would say.
Okay.
The other thing on a technical side, just take a look at you've got an RLCO P1 and a P1 failure, SQC, Z3PO, RLXD. Um, maybe streamline that. Maybe it's just if you start out looking at the performance on the different patterns,
Mm-hmm.
it may be that you can start leaning towards just one of those or two of those that you prefer. On the other hand, if the results are more the result of failure to trade them properly, you may not be able to say right now whether or not the pattern is attractive until we get it to where it's error free. It's really not time to distinguish between the patterns yet.
Okay.
So I would say keep it simple. Uh, do routine things routinely. Paper trade until it's positive, and then add money.
Okay.
Okay, I got about 15 minutes now. Let me. I will have more to say later tonight as we go through. Um,
Okay.
so let me shift over. Is Joey there?
Okay. So thank you very much, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm there. Hi.
Okay, over you do.
I'm doing good, and you guys?
Not too bad.
I missed a bit the start, but from what I see is you got to run, Ken.
Yeah, and at about 15 minutes, so still got some time.
Oh, okay. I think it's good enough for what I have to say, I think. You get my file, I guess?
It's open. Oops. There, hold on. I gotta actually push the button to make it go. Stand by.
Yeah. You
There we
can
go.
you can uh,
There we go.
you can look at the two charts at the bottom if you scroll down. The two distribution of the trades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think if you scroll, you can have the both of them. If you scroll slowly, yeah, you can have the two there. Yeah, so the upper the upper one is the live paper trading I was doing before, and the lower one with the red circle on it is the one with my real account that I've been trying to. So by looking at that, because I didn't get a chance much more to trade, because I'm really rushing to do things that has to be done by the end of the year. But still, just looking at that distribution with the red circle, it leads me to understand a few things right there. So I know that I've been sometime having a losing trade and try to get back into it
Mm-hmm.
more than once sometimes. So by doing that, I've been multiplicating my losses.
Yeah.
So instead of having one minus 0.25 R, I sometimes had like two, three, or four of them. So that stretches that left side of the distribution. So that
Yeah.
was something that's not good. Other than that, also sometime I was having a winning trade and try to give it a bit too much of belief or confidence and let it turn back on me to become another losses. So if I look at the stats, I have like 62% of losses and 36% of wins. But by just doing a focus on these two things,
Yeah.
I can shift the distribution big time. So I think this is one thing that I noticed. One other thing that I noticed was that, yeah, so basically just to take the no lose plus dinner for two when it's possible to do so.
Yeah.
I mean, not take it, but raise my stop. It's going to shift things up. Uh, I've been also experimenting with the loss trap, so that's a good learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly fixed, I would say. The scale issue I was talking about the last time we have a meeting, that's something that improved my trading a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought also something very important, I think my focus is going to be a lot on that, is that before the way I was trading, I was not stuck with not being able to go short. So what I've been doing is I was looking for a candidate for the day that I like the price pattern, like it's moving smoothly in one direction without being choppy or anything. And once I was seeing something like that, I was going with it, trading up and down, and whatever it was doing, I was sticking to it all day long and taking all the juice, all of it. That's how I like to call it. And by being not able to go short, I stick with VXX or XIV or then TNA and TZA. So that leads me with a few candidates, and I felt like I had to choose one of these most of the time, and then I was kind of stuck and try to trade something that was choppy and that was not necessarily comfortable with. So I'm gonna try to go back with pepper trading, but with the two platforms and actual setup I have with four screens and actual orders. And once I'm getting back on track with what I feel comfortable with, like being able to flag on the smooth moving price patterns with candidate that I pick for the day, then I will try to have good stats, and once the stats are good, then I will do what you just said to Jacek, which is put some money in there and increase position as it keeps going the right direction.
Yeah. I mean, this looks like you're about 0.25 R per trade off what you were doing before. I don't even know. Actually, it's only about zero point 0.2. So we're only talking about a nudge on every
Yeah,
trade, and that has to do with maybe trying to make each trade that's winning win more instead of taking what the market will give.
Can you repeat that? Because it
Yeah,
cuts.
yeah, I think it's what I heard you saying was that you're trying to make the winning trades do more than they're doing. So you might be staying around too long. That could account for
Yeah,
0.2 on that
yeah,
trade. And then on the
yeah,
losing trades, it's being being in a hurry to recover from the loss by going on to the next trade and compounding. What that tells me is that there's a there's a trend that if you start out on the wrong side of the trend, you're not reversing, or you're not getting to the zero state after each trade. If
yeah.
you're
That's true.
if you're trying to have each trade make up for the previous one, that's going to accumulate errors in the wrong direction. So I really think it's
Yeah,
important to get to zero state, and after each trade, you might have to just wait 10 or 15 minutes before you take the next one. But
yeah.
that's
That
you got to break that string that link between one trade and another. Each trade has to
that
be on its own merits.
yeah, that's very true. And I would add to that that sometime I was trading a loss like a continuation pattern and just re-enter on it
Yep.
again in the same direction, like persistence to believe it's going to go that way, but this is just continuation. And I wrote for myself, this is continuation of what? So if it's a losing trade and I keep entering it, this is continuation of the losing trade that was originally in. So
Yep.
as you said, it's very important for me, I think, to just be back on the zero state and then just confirm why is that I'm trying to re-enter in, if it's not going good, there's no point in re-entering that thing.
Yes, sir. I think that's the key. All right,
Yeah,
let me get to Gil real quick here,
yeah.
if we can. So I have a chance. We have a chance to hear him before I got to run out of here. Gil, are you on?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I was a little late. I've had some.
No worries.
I just updated Windows, and I can't do a thing with it.
Yep. I hear you.
I'm
Do you
now
have
have
a
Windows
Do you have
10.
a file for me to look at here?
Yes, I uploaded one just a minute ago. It's a very general,
All right. Let me.
just a goal,
There we go.
but you can put it up.
Okay, should be coming up in a
I
second.
have been. I just wanted to focus on a couple areas. I know you have time constraints, and I don't have my trade journal. I didn't update it this week because I've been very busy with my business. But these goals here that I put up, the first one is to improve my trade journal, and I've been trying to, when I trade, which I haven't been able to do a lot lately, post my results in the chat room to hold myself accountable to not only myself but to everyone in the chat room, sort of like Charles has done. And I'm trying to follow his example. I've seen it do a lot of good for him, and I think I'd like to follow that example. So I've been trying to post my results in the chat room. Jacek and I have been working together on the chat room, reviewing each week the content of the daily chat, and I'm writing a summary, and together we're presenting the chat room digest. It's been very good because Jacek and I get to talk about a lot of things together, and it's really been beneficial in a lot of ways. I focus on the chat room, what people are talking about, but I have a chance to talk to Jacek, and it's really nice to have an accountability partner to work with, and we've been working very well. We talk every week, and it's been a real benefit for me. The other thing I wanted to do is finish the book Chimp Paradox. I'm about halfway through it. I find it to be a very, very concise way of looking at my mind and some of the things that are going on inside of me as I trade, and just from how my mind works. I think it's a very basic but but effective way of viewing all the different things that go through your mind, emotional, um, uh, issues, and also the human factor, and then the memory factor of the computer. I like how he's broken down the mind and how and analyzes the mind is very good.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this question. Do you feel like
Uh-huh.
the chat room disciplines that are allowing you to get your trading under control? Do you find that those things are helping you achieve control in trading?
The chat room disciplines. I'm
Yeah.
not sure I understand.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, when you do the trade journals, you do the trade frames, you do the weekly digest, when you coordinate with Yasik, all the little things that you're doing to be a better prepared, a more disciplined trader. Are those things, in your opinion, allowing you to get your trading under control?
Yes, in conjunction with other things that I would say yes. It's definitely a help. I think that I see what other people are doing, what they're going through. I see what Sanel's going through, what Charles is going through. I listen to you and Mark and Shay, and yes, it presents a lot of there's a lot of, we're all going through a lot of different things, but we all go through the same types of things. And it's interesting to see how we each have areas that we struggle with and we have to work on. So,
Well,
yeah, I think we help each
this is
other
what
in a lot
this
of
is
ways.
what I would say then. Consider the following idea: that the techniques that you're using to get your trading under control, which I have, it's my opinion that your trading has become more focused and regular and routine, that you're not chasing your tail so much. That maybe, as I look here at your goals where it says trade when I have other areas of my life under control, I think that is probably an area of broader concern for you than just trading. And so it may be that the things that you're doing in the chat room might have a wider application to other areas of your life. If what you're trying to do at this stage in your life is bring things more into normal and get them more standardized, more routine, so you can concentrate on those things you really want to do well, then maybe the things that are starting to work for you in trading have some carryover effect into other areas.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'll leave that up to you
And
to
I
sort that out.
Yes. Well, I'm in the process now of, my partner wants to buy me out, so we've accelerated my retirement into February. It was going to originally be July, so I'm really have to focus on that, meeting with all kinds of people to try to make it happen. So it's made, when I try to trade, when I have too much going on outside, similar to what Yasik has said, I find that I do stupid things. I'm not concentrating on trading, and I shouldn't trade when I have. So I've been more limited in my trading, and I posted something where I tried to do like a swing trade because I knew I wasn't going to be able to intraday trade, and I left myself very vulnerable. I took on way too much risk, um, and it backfired on me. So my intraday trading has been pretty good. I've had a positive expectancy, but when I do, I have a tendency to blow up, and it's usually when I'm distracted with other things, and I try to do things that are not, that I don't, that when I take a more risk than what I,
Yeah, you're a gunslinger.
yes, yeah, I have that tendency, and I have to watch that.
Well, you got to periodically decompress from your trading, even after successful periods, not just after poor periods. You got to push the reset button, move the dollars out of your short-term memory and into the account, so that you don't feel like you're on a winning streak or a losing streak that you got to respond to.
Yes.
So I've noted myself, this has been a hectic month for me. in teaching. We've had a couple pilot programs that I've been responsible for that have been occupying my time, and so I'm only getting maybe 2 to 3 trades a day, intraday, and so I tend to wait for the quieter time frames, like right around late morning going into lunch or just coming out of lunch, because I don't have the focus and attention to really trade the opening and that first frantic hour very well. So I don't even try to go in at that point. So that's what I do when I'm overloaded. I just go back to a few patterns, a few symbols at slower times of the day when I feel like I have a persistent edge. The gang is loading up the bus here, getting ready to run. So this is what I'd like to do is I have a few things that I want to say about it's called liminal thinking and complexity. It was part of a lecture I did earlier this morning for the doctoral program, but which has a real, I think, a payoff for where we are right now in our minds. And so I'm going to add that to this recording so we have some material from me to consider. But it's how to think about decision making when you're going through transitional states, and that's what I think we are. And then Kieren, I'd like to work with you separate. We'll just do a separate recording, me and you. But they're loading up. They're waving at me right now, so I got to run. I'm going to stop the recording here, and I will get back to you with this recording and then the material that I had later tonight. God bless you guys. Have a good Thanksgiving. Kieren, just send me an email with some times that you'd like to do our thing. Okay?
Enjoy your party, Ken.
Yep. Take good care, guys.
Okay, thank